Hello and welcome to another vlog on our channel, and today we're back at Drayton Manor. Yeah, this is actually my first visit since my second visit to the park. The first one was back in May this year, and this is also my first ever overnight stay on site at Drayton Manor. And obviously because I've checked in, it means hotel guests get early ride entry by up to half an hour. So the park officially opens at 10:30 this morning, and it closed at I believe 5 today. But if you're a hotel guest, you get early ride access. So select rides are currently open from 10, and thankfully that includes Gold Rush, which is actually open today. So obviously I'm going to head straight towards Gold Rush. I'm so excited to get on this really cool looking Intamin family roller coaster. Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't get on it last time because it was closed the entire day, but it does appear to be open today because I've just seen people on the ride. So yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. I'll see you when I get to Gold Rush. Yes, I'm so glad to finally get in on Gold Rush. Second time round after first time when it was closed, and it does look really cool. So yeah, the unique thing about this ride is it actually has two ride cycles. The first ride cycle is currently running at the moment, and then as of 2 PM it changes to cycle 2. And obviously you'll see the differences in the off-ride footage I show you, which are filming about 10:15. But yeah, the ride cycles themselves look really cool, and I love that they've built this ride so they have the option of giving you a different experience depending on when you ride it. And the theming around it is really cool. You've got some nice rock work, you've got nice different bits of like western mine theming. Yeah, it looks really cool. So I'm just going to get in the queue now, and I'll see you when I've come off of Gold Rush. So I've just experienced my first ride of the day on Gold Rush, and that was my first rides on that attraction. And do you know what? That was actually really good. It's probably one of the best family coasters in the UK. Now, bearing in mind, when I saw the like POV footage of it, of the ride, like when it first opened, I thought it looked rather slow. And I wouldn't say it was like fast or anything, but like when I got on there, it was fast. I think it's a bit faster than I thought it was going to be. So that was a surprise. The launches were also a bit punchier than I thought they were going to be as well, considering they're only drive tyre wheels. And the amount of the air, you got some pretty solid airtime on there as well, for a little family coaster. And the theming around there is beautiful, honestly, it really is. The landscaping's great, really great. Yeah, that's excellent ride, that. Probably maybe the best coaster on park, either that or the Wave. Yeah, that was excellent. And I'll definitely be getting on it later, after 2 o'clock when the ride cycle changes to cycle 2. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, I think the next ride I might go on, it's not quite 10:30 yet, but I think the next ride I might go on whilst I'm up here is Accelerator. So I'll see you when I get on that.
You'll want to.
Who are about to board Accelerator, please ensure you remove all hats, bags and glasses and places in the storage unit on the exit platform. If you're about to board, please remove these right now and nominate one member of your group to carry these across the train.
To be fair, he was laughing most of it.
So I've just ridden Accelerator, and that was an excellent ride. It's one of only 2 Vekoma family boomerang coasters in the UK. I believe this was the first one, which opened in 2010, 2011-ish. And it's a great little ride. It's quite forceful around each different turn. You get some brilliant views of the sort of the back of the park when you're going backwards up the lift hill. And yeah, it's a nice little ride, but I just wish they'd sort out like what they want to do with the theming, because it seems to be half Frontier Falls, which is its current area that it's in, and half like a motor car, like sports car theme. It's a bit weird. But yeah, it was really good. And now I'm heading over to Adventure Cove now to get on rides such as the Wave, Maelstrom, Air Race and Wave Swinger, and the Rapids as well. So I'll see you when I get on those, starting with the Wave. So I've just ridden the Wave, which is the third roller coaster of the day, and that was incredible. It's such an intense ride experience, and I'm so glad. Well, I'm glad it's had lap bars because it allows for more freedom of movement when you're on the ride. But I still do wish I'd come to the park in previous years. I'd ridden it when it was Shockwave and it had stand-up trains, because I've never done a stand-up coaster. So riding this stand-up trains could have been a very interesting experience, to say the least. Yeah, really good fun overall. So now I'm going to get on the River Rapids attraction, which is a ride that I've never actually done. But it's a rapids ride. I haven't got a poncho. I don't know what the ride is actually like. I've never really seen any videos of it. Yeah. So yeah, this will be my first sort of reaction to it. So I'll see you when I come off River Rapids. So I've just ridden the River Rapids, which again, like I said, is a ride that I've never actually done before at Drayton Manor. And it was actually a really good rapids ride. It's probably the best themed rapids ride in the UK, because some of the theming around there was actually really good. And some of the water effects in the attraction as well, for what it did, were quite good as well. Especially that sort of like those fountains that go over the actual riders' heads at the end of the attraction. That's probably the best part, actually. Yeah, it was a pretty good little rapids ride, and I'm actually glad I rode it. But now I'm going to get on what is arguably the best ride in the park, Maelstrom, just over there. So I'll see you when I've gone on Maelstrom. Had a ride on Maelstrom, which is the instrument gyro swing here at Drayton Manor, and that was fantastic. It's such an intense experience. Like, every swing the attraction does, such high G-force go to your head, and it's such a phenomenal experience. I'm so glad, I know I said this in my last one, but I'm so glad the Pleasure Beach are getting a ride similar to this in the form of a gyro swing next year with Invictus. But honestly, Maelstrom is such an incredible attraction, and I'm so glad that Drayton Manor have this ride. You're heading to Vikings now. From what I've seen, Loki doesn't appear to be open, which is a shame, but I'm going to get on Thor and Jormungandr and possibly Sleipnir as well, so I'll see you when I get on those. So I've just ridden 4 and Jormungandr in that order, and they were 2 pretty good attractions. The best one was 4, the Zampella Disco ride. That was such a fun experience. You can never go wrong with Zampella Disco. And Jormungandr was good as well. It was a decent little family coaster. Obviously, apart from like the 2 helixes, it did really just sort of feel like a monorail rather than a roller coaster. But you know, it is what it is. It was still a pretty decent ride nonetheless, but I just wish it did 2 laps instead of 1, because that only does 1 lap. It used to do 2 laps from what I've heard, but ever since it got changed to Jormungandr, it's only just done 1 lap. So now I'm heading over to the Haunting in Frontier Falls, so I'll see you when I get over there. So sadly the Haunting is not actually open at the moment. So I thought I might go on Blasting Barrels, which is just over here. So yeah, I'll see you when I get on this absolutely amazing spinning gunpowder barrels type attraction. So I just had a ride on the Blasting Barrels there, and honestly, Blasting Barrels, that ride was such good fun. It's probably my favourite like teacup style ride, because that's literally what it is. Obviously, instead of having teacups, it's got like gunpowder barrels instead. So it's a bit like Marauder's Mayhem at Alderson Towers, but the difference between that and like literally any other sort of teacup ride I've done is the whole base of it like tilts, so that adds a whole new sense of like craziness and, you know, add a sense of thrill to it, which I really love. So that's probably why that's my favourite one. And also I think that's the only one I've done that's like fully enclosed, if that makes any sense. Like the other ones I've done have like sort of like marquee tent structures of them, but that one's like fully enclosed inside of a building. And yeah, I really enjoyed that one. So now, whilst it's still open, because this is only a temporary attraction, I'm actually going to go for a stroll through the 75th anniversary museum with you guys. I know I did that last time, but this time I'm going to film what they have with the different like memorabilia and whatnot, so I'll see you when I get in there. So yeah, starting when you get through the entrance, you have one of these original gondolas from the cable cars which used to operate at the park many years ago. You've got lots of photos from like when the park first opened in 1950 up until today, so that's what the park originally looks like when it first opened. Wow, it's very different compared to today. And this here is actually part of the original train for Shockwave, which is obviously now the Wave. It's a photo opportunity as well, so you can actually stand in front of it as if you're riding the original version of Shockwave when it had the stand-up trains. That's really cool. It's back in the 80s, the 90s when they had Pirate Adventure and Apocalypse. Accelerator, and then there's obviously more today when you've got Ford, Gold Rush and whatnot. And this is an entrance sign which I believe was part of Pirate Adventure. Now here you've got some photos of the actual Drayton Manor estate, which predated the theme park itself. Because before it was a theme park, it used to be a stately home, which was owned by Sir Robert Peel, who was the former Prime Minister and also the founder of the Metropolitan Police, and that's what the manor used to look like. It fell into ruin, I think, after the Second World War, or before the Second World War. Then it was bought out by George and Vera Bryan, who turned it into a theme park, and basically they turned it into what the Drayton Manor is today. That was absolutely incredible. Yeah, Drayton Manor in 1964. So imagine around there is basically where Frontier Falls and Vikings are now. So around here you've got 4 Jormungandr, Gold Rush, Loki, all those attractions. Very different compared to how it was back then.
Voted best attraction in the UK, Drayton Manor is a fantastic day out for everyone.
That's still here, I'm sure there.
And yeah, this is from the carousel, which is still actually operating at the park. This is the oldest park, oldest ride at Drayton Manor. It's over 100 years old and it predates the theme park itself. Signage for it as well.
Europe's only Thomasland. It's full steam ahead to Thomasland, only at Drayton Manor. Share the magic of Sodor.
And yeah, they also opened the zoo in 1954, and the zoo still operates to this day.
Experience Drayton Manor. Total family entertainment. There is a place where Christmas comes alive. Make a wish and you're in Thomasland. Drayton Manor's magical Christmas. Thomasland at Drayton Manor. This Christmas, Thomasland at Drayton Manor. Also enjoy our wonderful 4D Christmas adventure.
Here we've got another gondola from the cable cars. We've got some theming from Thomasland over here, which is a more recent addition. Probably the most popular area in the park. We've over 25 different attractions in there as well.
Now open, Ben 10 Ultimate Mission Roller Coaster. Experience Drayton Manor. And right now, see our website for a great ticket offer. Drayton Manor, total family entertainment. And the new Drayton Manor Hotel opening August, taking bookings now.
2012, £20 adults and £12 children, under 4s free, free parking, scary, stunning, chilling roller coaster experiences like no other.
And yeah, this is all when they opened Pirate Adventure, which operated from 1990 to 2016, and was essentially the UK's version of Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland, at Walt Disney World. It actually looks fantastic. I never went on this ride because obviously it closed years and years ago, long before I visited, but it does honestly look really good. There's talk of them potentially reopening this attraction at some point soon, but how likely that is, given how long it's been standing but operating, I'm not so sure. Yeah, we've got the whole layout for the hotel, which was built in 2011. That's where I'm staying tonight. And you've got different themed rooms around Vikings, Thomas the Tank Engine, standard routes as well. And you've got a uniform which ride operators would actually wear for the haunting. It's very reminiscent of like Ghostbusters, isn't it? And you've got some more like signage for the haunting over here. You've got a few different celebrities who have appeared at Drayton Manor over the years as well. You've got some former maps of the park from years and years ago.
Get that Drayton Manor feeling when you book in advance and save up to 25%.
And these are pieces of signage, pieces of theming from Blasting Barrels when they were known as the Drunken Barrels, before they got rethemed last season to Blasting Barrels, part of the Frontier Falls area. And here we do have something a little bit more recent. This concept art for and construction photos for Vikings. Yeah, I remember when they shared this picture back in 2021 when they first announced the land. That brings back memories. And we've got some pictures of the wave, both in its original shockwave form and its current state of the wave. Now, fun fact, these promotional images of Pepsi Shockwave, back in 1994, Pepsi had actually plans to sponsor all 3 big roller coasters that opened in 1994. So obviously, as we all know, they were the main sponsor of the big one at Pleasure Beach Resort. They had also attempted to sponsor Shockwave and Nemesis. The sponsorship never fell through with Shockwave because it ended up being sponsored by 7-Up instead, and Nemesis never got the Pepsi sponsorship, but it doesn't need a sponsorship. You've got some construction photos of when the ride had like a sort of light blue and brown colour scheme. And that's what the new design for the train, the flat bars from ART Engineering. Yeah, the new trains aren't actually from, even though it's an Intamin roller coaster, the new trains are actually manufactured by ART Engineering. And last but not least, you've got Gold Rush, which is their newest attraction. Got some construction photos. And yeah, you've got a few different signs from which were originally planned names for the attraction. You've got some different concepts of like theming and whatnot. Imagine if that was what it was called. Obviously they went with the Gold Rush name, but these were all these other names were considered for the right potential name. And you've got the design of Frontier Falls. I believe that's what it used to look like. That's what it looks like now. Very different, isn't it? And then I believe these are from Apocalypse, if I remember rightly. We've got a shoulder restraint, seat, lift hill chain, and some wheels from Shockwave. Wow. We've got a plaque from Coast to Coast there, celebrating 21 years of operation. And yeah, just through here is the 20-minute long film about the history of the park, which I've shown you in my previous vlog. So it's just gone 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and do you know what that means? It means Gold Rush cycle has now changed from cycle 1 to cycle 2. Now, this train going around at the moment is, I assume, is the last train of cycle 1. So as soon as this train has entered the station again, the ride will switch over, the computer system will switch over to cycle 2. So I'm going to get in the queue now and you're up for to experience cycle 2 of Gold Rush. So I've just had a reride on Gold Rush here, and bizarrely, it had the same cycle as it did this morning, which is very strange because like all the signage and whatnot says that it changes cycles after 2 PM, and I got on it about maybe about 10 past 2ish. It was the same cycle as this morning. It was still a good ride. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely still a really good ride. But I'm just confused because all the signage and whatnot like says it's going to say the ride cycle changes at like 2 PM, and I've actually just stood and watched it go around a few times, and it's still on cycle 1. So that's very if anyone in the comments does know what this means, is like, does it only change cycles on like certain days, or if you do know, then if you do know what the answer is, then do let me know. But I'm going to come back later and see if the ride cycle does change the cycle too. Maybe it's late changing it, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see if it does change later on in the day. So yes, I've just actually checked, and it does seem like, from what I've heard, Gold Rush has actually only been running on one cycle for the past few weeks now. Not sure why, not sure if there's some sort of technical issue preventing it from running more than one cycle, but that's quite a shame actually. But I still got to go on it this time anyway. I mean, it's in a better state than it was when I came a few months ago, because I think I'd much rather get on Gold Rush, even if it's only just running one cycle, than not get on it at all. Because the last time I came here, it wasn't operating at all, and the train was actually sort of valid at one point. So I'm glad it's definitely an improvement from when I came last time. So that's the main thing. But yeah, I'm actually heading into Thomas Land now to get on the final roller coaster of the day, Troublesome Trucks Runaway Coaster. So, and it's a little Gerstlauer family coaster, so I'll see you when I get over there. So I was just about to get in the queue for Troublesome Trucks, and I realised the queue is actually quite big, so I thought I'll give it a pass, because it's only like a little kiddie roller coaster, so I'm not really missing out much. So I thought I'll go on for a rerun on Maelstrom, which is literally right opposite Thomas Land, and it's literally just right there, so I may as well go on it. So I'll get a rerun on Maelstrom, so I'll see you when I come off of that. So I've just ridden Maelstrom, and as always that was an incredibly intense ride, and it was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. The views you get on that ride of like not just the park but pretty much quite major areas across like Tamworth are spectacular, and I honestly love it so much. It's a brilliant ride. I would highly recommend it if you're coming to Drayton Manor. But now I'm also going to get on another ride that I've never done before, which is the Polkaro Express, which is like a little miniature railway attraction that goes throughout the park. So I'll see you when I get on that. So I've just ridden the Flying Dutchman here, and that was a really good ride. It's one of the oldest operating rides left at Drayton Manor, and it's a nice little flat ride. It's not too fast. It's a good little family experience, and it has that very classic vintage charm to it, which I really love. Yeah, it's a great little ride. That quite underrated actually. Yeah, really good. Love Flying Dutchman. It's a great ride. But yeah, now I think I'm gonna go for a re-ride on Accelerator. So I'll see you when I come off of that. So I've just ridden Accelerator for the second time today, and that was brilliant. I got on the front row, so you know, pretty much unrestricted views of like basically the whole back of the park. And yeah, it was honestly, it's such a brilliant ride. It's such a fast-paced. It's quite a short ride, but what it does in the short amount of time that you're actually on the ride is quite good overall. It does pack a punch. So I've just had a ride on the Air Race in Adventure Cove, and honestly that is such an excellent ride. I believe it may be the only one in the UK, or one of the only ones anyway. It's a Zamperla Air Race attraction, and it's such an intense ride experience. Like each sort of inversion you go through, you either go through really quickly or you're left dangling for what feels like ages, and that can, when you're left dangling for ages, that can deliver quite a rush of blood to your head, which is honestly such an intense experience when you're actually physically on it. And yeah, it's a wonderful ride. I'm glad they have it. Yeah, that concludes my day here at Drayton Manor. I've honestly, I've absolutely enjoyed it. For my second visit to the park as well, and I've enjoyed it more considering that Gold Rush has been open as well. And I've also got on the river rapids for the first time as well, so that's 2 bonuses today, and it's been absolutely incredible. So the next theme park I actually visit, where I vlog, will be Alton Towers just in a couple of days time, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But I want to thank you all very much for watching this video, and if you've enjoyed it, then please make sure to like and subscribe and comment what you'd like to see in the next video. Goodbye.